with Maureen and Andy from Iowa, who have joined us here in Tulum for this retreat with Edamir. And I just wanted to give you a little background about, we have a Brazilian by the name of Miguel, who is a visionary painter. And what he does is he paints your soul essence, or draws, or I guess it would be pencils, your soul essence onto a pad and then gives it to you. And Maureen had an incredible experience with him, so we just wanted her to recount that for us.
Sure. What was interesting about this is the fact that I really wasn't even looking that forward to it. I wasn't totally trusting of it. I thought it was a little strange and on the bizarre level to have my guide painted, but something inside told me I had to go for it, so I did. And before I went, I decided to meditate because I hadn't slept well the night before, so I decided to meditate. And what was very interesting is in my meditation it came to me like Christ came to me in my meditation, and it was like Christ said to me, stay with me. This, you're familiar. I'm familiar with you. I've been your guide for many years. I need you to keep me by your side. And you can explore all these other different religions, and that's great. You can bring them in and help you. You can study with other masters, but please keep me by your side. And it's true. I've always felt most clear when I have, Jesus by my side. And so that was one thing. The next thing is in my meditation, it was like this horizon of violet and blue. And was it violet? Yeah. Violet. And so it was just gorgeous. I remember that. And so I finished with my meditation. I went on down, and I still thought it was kind of bizarre that I was doing this, but I went in, and the energy in Miguel's room is phenomenal. I would almost spend the money just to sit in the room because it just feels so peaceful and so good. And he just, sort of tried to tell me in Portuguese what he was going to be doing. And he knew nothing of what I'd done. And I also, by the way, a couple days before, had pulled an angel card, so I was waiting for our little meditation thing to start. And I came up with Saint Germain card. And so I was, so what's the theme of today? It's work your magic or something like that, the cards, and it was Saint Germain. As he began to paint draw my picture, and I looked over and I'm like, that looks male. It looks a little bit like Christ. I'm like, I did not tell him that. There's no way he could have known that. I did not tell anyone except for Andy about that. And then he started talking about the violet and stuff. I'm like going, oh, interesting. And then the blue came, and after the whole picture was over, this picture looked like a combination of Christ and Saint Germain. And when I told people, they were like, oh my goodness, it's Christ. Oh my goodness, it's Saint Germain. And really it's a combination. Really it's my own guide. And with the violet around it and the blue surrounding that, it was just incredible. There's no way he could have known this. And so that just was overwhelming to me. I know I need to study more about it and the message that Vera gave me, but that was exciting. So it shows that even when your heart, or I'm not sure what told me to go, you have to make sure that overrides the mind that says this is a stupid thing to do, or it costs too much money, or whatever, because it's definitely worth it. So
that's great.
So, like she said, it's pretty funny because the voice saying skepticism is right here. And,
yeah.
But I also have seen how these weird things come together. And this is a great example because this morning, as Maureen mentioned, she didn't sleep well last night, and I was a little worried about her doing this because she was a little grumpy this morning. And I thought, I didn't tell her this, but she did it on her own. I actually thought you should meditate and just sort of get yourself centered before you go in there. And she meditated on her own, and when she went in, I think she went in with a different intent that turned out fantastic. I also was kind of skeptical of how this would really give her any insight to herself beyond what she's already done. But when she came out and showed me the picture, right away I thought, my goodness, that's Jesus. And she had told me what her meditation was on, which was actually very reassuring meditation to me too, because I feel very centered and straight and narrow on Christian faith. Maureen has sort of dallied around thinking about, well, learn more about Buddha and more about Hindu, and I'm going, But so I was very happy to see her get re-grounded with where her faith has always been. So it was well worth the money.
Can I ask you another quick question,
Yes.
Andy? You're a scientist, so when you came here, what were you expecting, and how do you feel about what you're experiencing here?
So as a scientist, and probably as a guy, I just put things in boxes, and this is a different box. I don't try to explain this stuff that you guys do here. I don't feel called to do any of this mystic healing myself, but I fully accept it, and I've seen it, as I just gave that example there. It doesn't make sense, but it works, and things come together. I've also, as a scientist, fully realized we do not understand a fraction of what's out there. So I'm not that arrogant to think that we understand it all, and there's lots we don't understand that I think this mystical, spiritual level begins to reach towards and touch those things.
Well, we respect your open mind, and we also respect Maureen's spiritual journey, so thank you very much.
Well, one other thing I would add with him, what's been wonderful is Andy's always been very supportive of my spiritual journey. I knew this even before we got married, which is why I probably wanted to marry him, was that even though I knew he wasn't necessarily going to jump on the same boat I'm on, he was always going to respect and allow that and not judge it. He will definitely make comments about it, but that's different than judging. And so I'm so grateful that he has totally been, hey, you do what you want, and that's great. So
we're at a great location. You can't argue this being on the beach and you're in the Mexican Riviera. I can do a lot of things.
I don't think
we're
I
experiencing you guys as just a great couple to watch in action. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay.